Hey, welcome back. I'm Jason, 112 Adventures. I'm here with Rick from CubCrafters. And
actually from SunCountry Cubs.
SunCountry Cubs.
I am a dealer, but I have my own entity in Phoenix.
I stand corrected.
That's all right.
Okay, excellent. So I had some questions about the Top Cub.
Yep.
And the Scout. So can you tell us about the Top Cub, availability, and maybe some of the differences on the Scout versus what else might be out there?
Sure. So the Top Cub is our original certified Cub. It's basically a Super Cub made new. It is the same technology as a 1945 Super Cub. So we really don't sell any Top Cubs anymore. They're basically sold to the government entities, pipeline control, things like that, where they need a Part 23 plane, stable platform, and new. They don't want to buy a 50-year-old Super Cub.
Sure.
But if you really want to compare to the Denali or any of those other kind of backcountry planes or aerobatic planes, then you really talk about our Carbon Cubs. We have several different versions. We have an X Cub, which can be Part 23 or experimental. The Carbon Cubs are experimental. They can be planes that are built as kits, so you buy a kit and you build it in your house, or they are built as a builder assist, where you go to the factory, you spend 5 days working on the various different tasks to manufacture your parts. You leave and we build the plane on the production line floor, where it meets the 51% rule, but you really only give us 7 days of your time versus maybe 1,000 hours to do a kit.
Okay.
The Denali Scout is mostly known for both aerobatics, but also for being a very heavy-duty backcountry plane, and most similar to that would be our X Cub.
Gotcha.
The X Cub can again be Part 23, which is what the Scout is, but most of our customers preferred experimental, just because they don't really want to deal with the regulations. If they want to hang, you know, like this particular plane here has snowboard skis, you know, or I mean snowshoes, you know, mounted on the gun. You know, people like to, you know, on the struts, or they like to mount, you know,
gun cases.
Yeah, or
like
gun
that.
cases, or a mountain bike. Experimentals let you do that. You cannot do that with a certified plane, and
Sure.
so most of our customers, 99% of them, steer away from the certified planes. The X Cub is, though, the same similar platform, 215 horsepower. It's a 150-mile-an-hour Cub, but yet can get off the ground in 150 feet. And interestingly enough, can be available as a nose wheel or a tail wheel or interchangeable.
Wow.
And possibly after this, you can take a quick picture of that yellow one, and then the red and white one over there is actually a tail version. You can see it in the far distance of the X Cub.
Okay, I'll go look at that afterwards.
So you can go show them that. But basically, what's neat about that, it can be either, and it's interchangeable. So if you decide you want to get started with the nose wheel and you want to get used to the plane, a little drama, you can land with 15-knot crosswinds without even thinking about it. It's as easy as landing your plane, you know, your Cessna. But yet, if you decide you want to, you know, take on the tail wheel stuff, then you can go get a tail wheel, you know, put a tail wheel on it and get a tail wheel version.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and the one right over here, the Red Bull, I'm gonna go take a picture. Which one is that?
So this Red Bull is actually a Carbon Cub SS, which is our lightest fixed pitch prop, 180 horsepower. And that one is actually the plane that landed in Dubai on the helipad at the top of the skyscraper.
We get a shot real quick.
Put it in an airplane. We put it in an airplane 3 weeks ago and had it shipped over here, a cargo plane. And the pilot Luke and Mike Patey was heavily involved in designing that thing. And those guys were here last week, yesterday, meeting a bunch of people and talking. So that's kind of our entry line, SS. It's 180 horsepower. This FX3 here, this orange one, is 190 horsepower. Constant speed prop, 130-mile-an-hour plane, fuel injected. And then the X Cub, as I mentioned, is 215 horsepower and it's a 150-mile-an-hour plane.
Beautiful products. Yeah, I did a walk around on this one. I'm going to go take some pictures and do a walk around.
Sure. Now you mentioned that somebody was interested in availability of these things. We're putting out a plane every 3 days, and we're booked out 1.5 to 2 years.
Okay.
It's the unbelievable demand over the last 3 or 4 years. However, just so people don't get shocked at, you know, 1.5 years, that is the end of the line at the factory. But us dealers, we each have our own little territories, but us dealers buy production slots with deposits so that we can offer them to our customers, and they don't have to wait that long. You're in Arizona, if you wanted to buy one, you could get one in 2 weeks or 2 months from me.
Okay.
Start the build process in 2 months. It takes about 6 months from beginning to end.
So are customers limited to their geographic area, or could they shop for availability?
Nope. They have to buy. So us dealers are limited to people whose primary residence is in their territory.
Got it.
I have Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah. You mentioned Texas. Texas, Oklahoma belongs to Boomerang Air. There's a guy in the West Coast. There's a guy in the Midwest. There's a guy in the Southeast, Florida, Northeast. So if you go to CubCrafters.com and just click on the map, contact, and you click your state, you'll find out who your dealer is. Most of us do have spots that are better than the end of the line.
Okay.
Not many probably have spots that are 2 months out, but I happen to have one.
I think that's great. I'm gonna go look it up, and I appreciate your time. Thanks for sharing this stuff with me, and maybe I'll see you out there.
Cool.
All right.
You are gonna see me at Grapevine.
That's right. All right, guys. Thanks. That's about it for now. I'm gonna go do a walk around. You guys can check it out on the next one. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this.